So I don't like to ever to give a talk that is always somewhat esoteric. I always like there to be some practical piece, like, because if I was sitting there, I would have the question, well, then how do I do this? Like, okay, that sounds great. Yeah, get me some of that. But what are the directions to the ice cream store? So I'll close my talk, because of course, as always, I want to hear from all of you. I'll close my talk with a teaching I got just a couple of days ago from a buddy of mine named Cannon. Brian, who's here listening with us today, it's Brian's son. Ken is 9. I got an incredible teaching from him just day before yesterday. So Ken and I were talking about what New Year means and what it is. And I said something to the effect of, like, well, it's a time when you can kind of look backwards at the song you've been listening to and decide whether you still like it. And if you don't, you can think forwards about, like, well, what song do I want to listen to this year? That's kind of one way to look at what this is. I shared with him, the little 9-year-old Cannon. And I asked him, what do you think about that? And he said, oh, okay, I hear what you're saying. I've been listening to the Happiness Station all year. And he's like, and I'm not changing that. I'm going to listen to the Happiness Station for another year. And in fact, I'm going to listen to the Happiness Station forever. Then he went back to his clay, right? He was playing with clay while he was talking to me. That was his response. And I sat there, quite taken aback, as you can imagine. I was like, wow, that's a strong answer. What do I want to ask him next? And this was my question. I said, well, Cannon, I've had a minute now, because I took a minute. I said, I've had a minute now to process what you just said, and it sounds very beautiful, but maybe you can give me some advice, because my experience is that a lot of the time I'm listening to the Happiness Station, and when I'm not, I know how to get back to the Happiness Station. I know how to do that. I was like, but I can't seem to just stay listening to the Happiness Station. I said, I still catch myself sometimes listening to the Anger Station or listening to the Sadness Station. So what advice would you have for me? How do you get to listen to it all the time? 9 years old. He didn't hesitate. He said, oh, that's easy. He said, you just have to be grateful for what you have. And remember that you can always change the song. If you're not having fun, go outside and play. That's fun. If you're not having fun, go play with a friend. That's fun. So just be grateful for what you have and remember you can change the song. And I thanked him. And I told him when I left his house that I was going to share that teaching with you, with the Sangha. I thanked him on your behalf as well. So, there's a million answers to the question, how do we do this? But there's 2 right there that work. That's a happy little boy. That's one of the healthiest human beings I know, that 9-year-old boy.